For this tutorial of Photoshop CS5, we're going to talk about some of Photoshop's new painting and brush features. First, I want to talk about the HUD color picker, or the heads-up display color picker. Previously in Photoshop, we would choose colors here in our color picker, and we'd have our hue and saturation value, which are good ways to pick colors. But with the new HUD color picker, I'll go up to my settings here, my preferences, and you can see we've got some new settings right here. And we can change what we're going to use, a hue strip, which is what we just saw in our standard color picker, or the new wheel. We have small, medium, and large. Well, actually, it's not even small. We'll see that in a moment. I'll stick with wheel and show you how this works. With a brush tool active, if you're on a PC, you're going to want to hold down Shift and Alt and then right click. And if you're on a Mac, you want to use probably the longest keystroke known to man, and that's Command Option Control Shift and then click down, and you'll get there's the new color picker. You can see how I didn't say there was a small version. So here's the wheel, and what we have is our hues in 360 degrees all the way around, right? And so if we pick a hue, then we can hop over here and then pick tints, tones, and shades. And we have the outer ring sort of updating as we're moving along. So I'll pick a color here. There we go. And we'll start painting with it, right? And so that's how we would pick our new colors straight from the editing environment here. I'll hold down the same keystroke again, Command, Control, Option, and Shift, and click. And then I'll pick maybe a different hue. There's a red color. And come down here, I'll get a dark one, kind of a maroon, and we'll do something like that. So that's the first item I want to show you. Secondly, we have some new ways to control your brushes. We've got these two new brushes, brush buttons right here in the options bar. And these control the opacity and the size of the brush and how they work. Previously, if you wanted to do that, you would have to go into your brush options, and you could adjust the opacity. Now it's called transfer. And see, there's our opacity jitter, and shape this way. But with CS5, we have these nice features right up here. This button will override any setting in your brush options and make your opacity be controlled by your pen pressure. Of course, I'm using a tablet and a stylus. As I press down lightly, I get light colors, and as I press down more, I get more and more opaque. And so that's a great way to work. I can turn that one off and then click this one here, and now it's going to control the size. As I press down lightly, I get a small brush tip, and as I press down with more force, I get the bigger version. And so again, these will override any brush setting that you currently have in the brush options. I could click both of them and have both the size and opacity controlled by my tablet pressure. So it works very nicely to have this at your fingertips. Another thing I would like to show you is there's a new way to resize your brush while you're working. Obviously, you can click here in these drop-down menus and change the pixel size there. And then a better way, of course, is to use the bracket keys. We have the left bracket key and the right bracket key will make it go larger and smaller. But in CS5, there's a new feature added. If you hold down Control and then Alt Option, and you drag left or right, you can change your brush size interactively on the fly and make it just as large as you want. And so there I've got a bigger one I can paint down with there. And I'll hold down the Control Alt Option again and just drag to the left, and I'll get a smaller one, and now there's my smaller brush size. So hopefully these new features will make painting in Photoshop a more interactive and pleasant experience. And let's look and see what new other options they have.